Hi, I'm Kira K. Dixon, and today Caitlin Clark is under the umbrellas. Welcome, Caitlin.
Thanks for having me. Excited to be here.
Well, I heard that it's your first time at Augusta National. So what are the impressions so far?
Oh gosh, I mean, like, this is a place that's on literally everywhere.
Caitlin Clark just stepped off the hardwood and into golf's most sacred ground. And what happened next nobody saw coming from center court to center stage at Augusta National during the Masters. Caitlin wasn't there to compete. She was there to reflect, to reset, and to reveal a side of herself most fans never get to see, and Caitlin's letting us in the nerves, the golf stories, the off-season revelations, and the surprising way the game of golf mirrors everything she's learned from basketball. So what did she say, and why is this interview suddenly going viral? Stick around, because Caitlin Clark didn't just show up at the Masters, she made it matter.
I think, like, you see it on TV, but when you actually get here, it's a completely different experience. So beautiful. Like, wherever you look, it's like a postcard. It's amazing. I think the one thing that you can't tell on TV is the hills. Like, you can't really prepare for that. My legs were a little sore yesterday, but I mean, it's just unreal. It's perfect,
That's
honestly.
your preseason workout.
Yes, exactly. Getting my legs back in shape.
There you go, there you go. Yeah, what did you do? I walked the golf course.
Yeah, that's how I got back.
In true Caitlin Clark fashion, she couldn't resist kicking things off with a joke.
I do tomorrow. I don't know what I'm going to do the next day. So maybe play some golf. I think that's what I'm going to do until it gets too cold in Indiana. So I got that. I'll become a professional golfer.
After famously claiming she'd spent her off-season becoming a professional golfer, she doubled down with a new punchline. Walking Augusta's legendary hills had become her preseason conditioning, getting my legs back in shape. She laughed, nodding to the fact that even just being a fan at the Masters is no stroll in the park, but underneath the humor, it was classic Clark, blending focus, fun, and a little bit of sarcasm, always in season.
Is here with you. They're just off camera. When I told my family that I was working the Masters tournament, that I would get to be here.
That's not even working. That's,
well, yeah,
it's a treat.
But I would even get to be in the vicinity of Augusta National. They were so excited. What was their reaction when you found out that you were going to all get together?
Come for once, Caitlin Clark wasn't the one being cheered for. She was the one doing the cheering at the Masters. She was just a fan, witty-eyed, and soaking it all in with her family by her side.
This is at the top of their bucket list too. Like, they can't get enough of it. I slept in today. My brother and my dad were here right when the gates opened. They were walking around. Nobody's playing, and that's what a lot of patrons do. They just walk around and want to see the course, and that's what my dad and my brother were doing. So they can't get enough of it. We've tried every single food. We're going down the list. So.
What's the favorite?
She's not shy about her priorities either, especially when it comes to the legendary food. Caitlin has been on a mission to try everything Augusta has to offer. She admitted to grabbing more than a couple of not-so-healthy desserts, joking she'd need extra conditioning when she gets back to Indiana, whether it's indulging in honey wheat chicken salad sandwiches or plotting her next snack move. Caitlin is clearly living her best fan life.
Favorite, I think the Georgia peach ice cream sandwich. You can't go wrong with that. It's like the peach isn't like overpowering. The sugar cookie's really good. Had a couple of them yesterday. I'm gonna need to get some extra conditioning in when I get back to Indianapolis. But I mean, you can't go wrong with anything. There's just so many things that are so good, and maybe it just tastes better because the view is also so amazing. But yeah, it's been fun.
Are you a pimento person?
Not a huge pimento person, but
it's a unique taste.
I would pick the chicken salad on the honey wheat before that. I really like the chicken salad. That's my go-to sandwich if I'm picking one.
Yeah, I like that. The protein gets you through the day.
And yes, she plans her outfits like the rest of us, unsure of the weather. She packed heavy, but wanted to look the part. She hasn't even hit the merchandise tent yet, but when she does, it's a mission.
You planned your outfits this week?
Ooh, well, I brought a ton of clothes because I didn't really know about the weather when I got here, but I mean, it's been perfect, but just trying to look the part at least, you know.
You do look the part, but you're a golfer. You know exactly what it takes.
I haven't gone to the merch area yet, so we're gonna get some good
what's
Masters.
on the
What's on but also then you gotta buy for people too. You gotta stock up on Christmas gifts. My brother's already gone. He spent a bunch of money, I'm sure.
Oops.
I'll be up there too, but I'll get some hats, get some nice golf gear, because it's exclusive. You can only get it here, so you gotta go crazy while you.
Gifts for the family, new hats, coffee mugs, because she's a self-proclaimed caffeine queen, and of course, exclusive golf gear. She even admitted to watching TikTok merch hauls just to prep for the shopping madness strategy meet style. This is the kind of detail fans rarely get to see.
Watching like TikTok hauls of like what people buy so I can be prepared of what I want to get.
Well, because when you go in there, you have to have a strategy.
You have to have a plan, yeah.
It's overwhelming.
There's so many people in there. I'll probably get some coffee mugs. My brother said the coffee mugs were going off I'm a big coffee person, so get some coffee mugs.
In that sense, Caitlin Clark at Augusta isn't just a sports star attending a golf event. She's every one of us when we step into a place we've only dreamed about, a ruck snack focused and ready to make memories with the people who matter most.
I remember I was pretty young and like I loved every sport. My parents like
I
wanted to try whatever I could. And I remember on one of my birthdays, I forget how old I was turning, but I was pretty young. I got my first set of golf clubs and they were like bright pink, like the kid golf clubs. And I would always beg my dad to like take me and go golfing. I just really enjoyed it. I loved being outside. You know, I wasn't obviously very good. I still am a hack, but I think I just like love being outside.
Before Caitlin Clark was lighting up basketball courts, she was already falling in love with another sport, one with no crowds, no teammates, and no shot clock. Her relationship with golf started young. And while she's quick to admit she's no pro, it's clear the game's always had a special place in her life. But how did it all begin? Let's just say it involves a birthday, some bright pink clubs, and a whole lot of persistence.
The competitive aspect of it, it's like a battle with yourself. Like it's an individual sport. It's so different than basketball or the other sports that I played growing up. So I think it makes you have this mental toughness about you. I think that's what I love about it. But a lot of my friends played growing up and throughout college, and even now professionally, some of my teammates play. So it's like a fun, competitive thing we get to do together. And that's what I love about it. And yeah. That's the one bad thing about the WNBA is like it's during the summer, so I don't get to go out and golf as much, but I try to make as much time as I can and without hurting my back because I still need to make some shots, you know, here
and there.
But yeah, I mean, I got into it at a young age and I've really always just loved it, and I'm very average at it, but it's so hard. Like everybody's mostly pretty average, but yeah, it's fun. I enjoy.
Caitlin Clark golf isn't just a hobby, it's a form of therapy. In a world where she's constantly under the spotlight, the golf course offers rare peace. It's where the pressure fades, the noise disappears, and the focus shifts inward, just her, the club, and the next shot.
I think like understanding how much I enjoy it and how peaceful it is, it's like such a nice way to get away from basketball and what your reality is every single day, and just to do something where you can like calm your mind and be away from people and be outside.
She even sees it as a kind of training. Golf, like basketball, forces you to move on from mistakes. Hit a bad shot, you've still got to hit the next one. Miss a big bucket time to get back on defense.
Do basketball players specifically seem to love golf so much?
That's a really good question. Honestly, I really do think that like, one, it's a great escape for us. I think two, you know, we're so used to the team aspect, and then you get out on the course and it's such a challenge with yourself. Like it's you, the golf ball, the golf club, like the course, like that's all it is. You know, you don't have teammates to rely on. It's just a battle with yourself. And
it's almost like a mental exercise.
It really makes you mentally tough. And I think that's also what's really impressive about these professional golfers out here. Like you hit a bad shot, you don't have time to sulk, like you got to move on. And it is similar to basketball in the same way. Like you miss a shot, you got to move on. But, you know, they're the one that has to step up and take the next shot. They don't have other teammates to rely on. So I think that's what's really impressive.
Caitlin knows you can't simulate nerves or crowd pressure in practice. And that's why both basketball and golf share something special: the need to zone and block out the noise and perform at Augusta surrounded by fans and energy. She felt those nerves even as a spectator. But that's the magic. Golf challenges her in ways that strengthen every part of her game.
Important thing is managing your nerves here. How much do you relate to that? I know that you said you don't really get that nervous in basketball, but every once in a while I'm sure something does spike.
Well, it was just like interesting, like walking around yesterday, like the fans are just like so on top of you. And I think as an athlete, like when you're in your element and you're competing and doing your thing, you don't always realize that. So I'm sure the guys get in their zone and kind of go about their business how they always do. But that element is always something that you can't.
Caitlin's not just a fan of golf. She understands it, the strategy, the mindset, the grind. And it's that same appreciation that connects her love for both golf and basketball with ease. She recalls stories of Steph Curry hitting the range after a tough game
Just in basketball, like you don't show up to practice and there's not fans there yelling and screaming and cheering or walking alongside the ropes or sitting behind the green. Like those are just elements you can't prepare for, and you know, you just kind of have to zone in and lock in and block out kind of all that noise, but also enjoy it at the same time, because you know this place is beautiful and incredible, and you know having fans or crowds or whatever it is follow you in professional sports, like that's what makes it really fun.
Or Michael Jordan squeezing in 18 holes before dropping 35 on the court. She doesn't just retell these stories. She gets what they mean. That's where her sports IQ really shines. Golf isn't just a fun side quest for her. It's a mental blueprint that echoes everything she values in elite competition.
One of my favorite stories is when Steph Curry, I think it was the playoffs, and I think it was the finals, they had just lost and he didn't play very well. And the next day they had off and he didn't want to go to the gym. He wanted to go to the golf course and just hit balls. And then the next day he came out and had like 45 points and shot really well. And I think it just shows like how nice of a calming aspect it is for professional athletes, but also the competitive side of it. Like you love that too. And obviously Steph is really good, but I think that is one of my favorite stories, is like you understand like this is an escape for us too. Like it's that piece.
Turns out Caitlin isn't the only one in the WNBA sneaking glances at golf gear from playful japs, with former teammate Grace Berger, who was a legit state champion, to current teammates tossing around the idea of playing the golf buzz is quietly spreading through the locker room. And Caitlin, she's fully leaned into it, becoming a kind.
MJ is really competitive with it. The stories about MJ are crazy. Like he would go play 18 and then show up to the game and drop 35. I could never do that. Like that's a different breed. But yeah, you find a lot of hoopers also like basketball too.
Some of her teammates have started asking her how to get started, half joking, half serious, unsure of how to even swing a club. Caitlin laughs about it, but you can tell she genuinely loves helping them get curious about the game. She's even brainstorming casual outings, finding public courses where they can learn without judgment, divots and all.
I believe Grace was a state champion in high school for golf. Have you played with
Grace
her?
was?
Yeah.
What?
Have you played with anyone? Yeah, I think
Grace!
so.
You were a state champion golfer? Why did you hide that from me? She was on the team. They didn't play her, apparently.
Have you played with anyone on this team yet?
Honestly, I have not. I need to go. I know Lexi plays a little bit. Christy actually plays a little bit. Me and Christy probably go out there at some point and see if she can swing a golf club. I don't know. But I think a decent amount of people probably play. We can get them into it. We probably need to get some people out there. I want to see like AB swing a golf club. I feel like that might be funny.
See that.
Yeah. She probably won't like it.
Fun, yeah.
There's something really pure about it. No cameras, no pressure, just athletes outside their element, trying something new together. And Caitlin's right there leading the way, not as a star, but as a teammate with an extra club or two to share.
What would be your pitch to other athletes in the W to play golf?
Well, it's funny. I have a lot of teammates that also don't play, and like we talk about it, and they're like, "I see you play golf. Like, I really want to try." It's like they like want me to help them get into it, which I think is super cute. And I don't think they realize how hard it's going to be. But they're like, "I don't know how to swing a golf club." I'm like, "I'll help you." So I think I just tell them like it's a great way to spend time with the people you love. Like that's my favorite thing about.
Clark's off-season looked a little different this year. For the first time in a long time, she had the space to breathe, to slow down, and to truly enjoy something just for herself. That something turned out to be golf. After the season ended, she didn't head straight into training mode. She picked up her clubs. And that's when things got interesting. Her swing, still a work in progress, but the joy immediate.
Probably frustrates me a lot, but also like it's just a great way to be outside, to meet people, to spend time with people. It brings people together, and you know that's what's so amazing about it. So I'm gonna work on giving some of my teammates a few lessons. I don't know if they actually want lessons from me, but I'm gonna try to help them the best I can.
Yeah.
But yeah, they want to go out and play, so we're gonna find some courses in Indianapolis and get out there. Definitely some public courses that maybe aren't like as nice as other ones, because I might put some divots in the ground, but it'll be fun.
That's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
That's how you learn.
That is how you learn. We've all been there.
But they're also so much farther ahead because the hand-eye is there.
Yes, they're athletes. You know, they're one step ahead.
She played rounds with Nelly Corda-Titoff alongside John Rahm and Max, and even walked fairways with LPGA legend Annika Sorenstam. And yes, she was nervous, more nervous than I get for basketball, she admitted. But that's what made it unforgettable. These weren't just star-studded. Experiences, they were reminders of how much she still loves to learn to compete and to be challenged. Caitlin knows she's not on their level, but she's soaking it all in with gratitude.
This off season for you has been the longest time that you've had to actually have a break from playing basketball at an elite level. And you said, I think in the beginning of the off season, you said you were going to try to become a professional golfer. So where are we in our journey with golf right now in the off season?
Well, I'm in Indianapolis mostly during the off season, so it's so cold.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. We gotta get you a simulator.
Yeah, exactly. I was joking around, and people were like, "Oh my gosh, maybe she can do it." I'm like, "No, well, people don't understand."
That just goes to show what people think of how much of an athlete
which I really appreciate. Which I really
it's a compliment.
appreciate. Yeah. But it was fun. I played a ton right after the season ended. I got to play with Nelly.
What stood out most, though, wasn't just the golf, it was the warmth, the way the golf community embraced her, sent her clubs, welcomed her into proms, treated her not just as a visitor, but as one of their own. It didn't matter that she was a basketball player. They were just excited that she cared, and Caitlin, she felt that she saw the power of crossover support, and now she wants to return the favor.
Gosh, I've never been so nervous in my life.
That's saying a lot.
I know. I don't get nervous for basketball, but that's maybe because, like, you know, I know I'm actually okay at that. I'm decent at that.
You're pretty good, yeah.
Golf, you never know what might happen. I about killed somebody on like the 6th tee, but you know, it's really fun. It was great. I'm honestly not used to walking 18, so that's an adjustment too. But like I said, like those are once in a lifetime experiences that I'm lucky enough to have. And Nelly and Annika were both tremendous, and they're so easygoing, and you know, 2 of the best female golfers of all time. So how cool is that I get to say I played 9 holes with each.
She's become a vocal fan of the LPGA, proudly supporting the women, blazing trails in golf, just as she's doing on the court for her. It's not about staying in one lane. It's about opening doors both ways. If golf fans start watching women's basketball and basketball fans tune into women's golf, that's the kind of momentum that moves the needle, because at the heart of it, Caitlin's not just playing games. She's building bridges from Augusta to Gamebridge, from the WNBA to the LPGA. She's proving that excellence, when it's real, transcends sport.